Up, guys? Okay, so I've been seeing this kind of going around on YouTube a lot lately, and it's just a lot of people, a lot of anime YouTubers, been dropping top five videos. Like, what is the top five anime shows that they have to see to completion before they die? And it got me thinking, what would be mine? I mean, I like a lot of anime shows, but there's some that just really mean something to me. So it got me wondering, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna drop my top five anime shows that I got to see to completion before I die. Now, before I even start, here are my honorable mentions. Okay, one, Boruto. Let's call it spade a spade. Boruto's boring. It's kind of boring, okay, and it's constantly still dragging on his feet. Like, yo, we get it. They already retelling the movie again for the third time. They already did the movie, then they retold the movie in the manga. Then now they're gonna retell the movie in the anime. It's like, come on, man, we got it. We got it. Can we move this on? Please. I just want to see how things just progress. And that's really what it is. I just really want to see this thing progress. This show has a lot of potential. It's like a child that is very gifted but lazy. What I mean by lazy in terms of Boruto, it's just boring. Like, get to it. Quit dragging your feet. Let's go. Okay? Now, if you read the manga, you already know what happened. You already know who he met. So, I just really want to see this thing progress. Because I don't want to see it fail. Because you got to remember this. It still has Naruto's name. Even if it's just associated with it, it's still associated with Naruto. So I feel you gotta at least give Boruto a chance out of respect for Naruto. Because I remember when Naruto was just all the rage and just a big deal. Every Saturday, gotta watch Naruto. So that's another reason why I'm sticking in. Because I'm just like, I remember what Naruto brought for me, and what it brought for my life, how it made me feel. I'm gonna give Boruto that same chance. But trust me when I say I'm already got at least a foot out the door because I'm already like, let's go already. So, Boruto, speed it up. Let's get to it. But you do have a lot of potential. And I just want to see that potential just flourish already. So, but that's the first honorable mention. The second one is, I know a lot of y'all going to probably kick me, but you know, kick me and beat me up, whatever. I know you're gonna hate me for this, but I gotta say this. One Punch Man. One Punch Man to me feels like it falls. I wouldn't say it falls apart in its own premise, but it kind of suffers from its own somewhat suffers from its own premise because it does make you root for the bad guy to a certain degree. Because if the bad guy can actually do damage to Saitama, you know this dude's a threat, and that I like that. I think that's really. I think that's genius. It also makes you root for the secondary characters. Like, man, I cannot remember any of them right now. I cannot remember any of them. Genos, there it is. That's one of them. So many others. They make you root for them as opposed to just Saitama because they fight harder and they are really trying to win, and they still come up short. As opposed to Saitama just walking up, hey, excuse me, just punches him right in the stomach and then he's dead. But it is kind of getting boring because it just doesn't feel like there's a real sense of dread, a real sense of danger. And it's getting kind of old now. And I'm just waiting for that big villain to just actually matter and actually do something that sinks fear into Saitama. Just gives Saitama a good run for his money. I'm just kind of getting bored with it now. I still like One Punch Man. It's just I'm getting bored with it. Hopefully it progresses and hopefully things speed it up and that villain that we can all be like, yo, he kicked Saitama's ass. He shows up. I'm not saying it's Goku, but man, wouldn't that be great if it was Goku? Anyways. So, anyway, let's get to it. Top 5 anime that I gotta see before I die. Coming at the number 5 spot will be One Piece. Now, I'm not that big of a fan of One Piece. Not really. I think the show is incredibly too goofy, and it makes no sense how almost every female in there is super busty. Like this girl's 12 years old. Why she has an E cup? That doesn't make any sense. Look, R. Kelly might like that crap, but quite frankly, any other normal person would just find it a little disgusting. But the fights are amazing. I'll give it that. The fights are amazing. Um, Rob Lucci versus Luffy, awesome, and it's incredible when it gets serious. It really is. And also, I just want to see how this story plays out because I have a theory as to the ending. Like, I don't think there is no One Piece treasure. It was just Goldie Rogers' last middle finger to the government. Because think about it, he sends everyone, the whole world, to hell searching for the One Piece treasure, and the whole world goes, like I said, to hell. But I think the real treasure, the true One Piece treasure, is not actual treasure, but as opposed to friendships that you have gained, the connections, the bonds that you have made with strangers that are now your closest people in your life. Your newfound strengths and abilities, the freedom to do what you want, that's the real One Piece treasure. That's my whole theory. That's my theory. Anime theory. Let's not do that. But that's my theory as to what it is the One Piece treasure really is. So I just want to see what happens. I want to see if I'm right. I want to see if I'm wrong. I want to see all the fights that come about because the fights are awesome. So, like I said, take it at the number 5 spot, One Piece. Now, number 4, Dragon Ball Super. And I know a lot of you are like, really? Rocking the shirt, which I know is awesome. I know, thank you. But Dragon Ball Super just, it suffers from too much fan service. And this is one, okay, I forgot to mention this in a One Piece video, One Piece spot. But this, I really wish they would do, and that is, well, at least Dragon Ball Super, I really wish they would do this. And let's take a page out of Dragon Ball, One Piece's book, and that is adopt new techniques. Like, bring in some new techniques as opposed to new transformations. Like, transformation should be like something that happens, but it was a big deal to make that happen. But a new technique, that's something that it's just more, a little bit, that I really wish would happen more. And not focus so much on the transformations, because that's kind of, I won't say it's getting old. It's still a treat to see, but it's kind of getting old. It is. I like it. It's still a treat, but it is kind of getting old. And I really wish they'd take a little page out of One Piece's book and adopt more techniques as opposed to transformations. Also wish they'll be more consistent. 1 minute this is what it is, next minute it's not. Explain more. Why is this that? Well, why is this and that? Why is X, why is X, Y, and Z? Something. Just be more consistent. And the pacing as well. Just, I just wish that was happening. I wish they were more consistent. I wish they would, work on the pacing a bit, because the ending did feel a little rushed. Like, they were already like, all right, wrap this thing up. But we're getting to the climax. I know. Speed it up. Fine. That, I don't know. I just wish they were working the pacing more. But besides that, Dragon Ball Super is still dope. I want to see how it leads up to Z and what happens after Z in terms of him taking Ubov to his village and training and blah, 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 blah. I want to see what happens after that. So I'm looking forward to it. And I'm still invested into it, even though Dragon Ball Super causes so much of a headache at times. But, like I said, taking the number 4 spot, Dragon Ball Super. Now, the next ones, these hold very dear to my heart, because they actually did something that even Dragon Ball just didn't do, and that was have me read the manga. So, the number 3 spot, taking it, will be Berserk. Berserk is dark, it's gritty, it's an emotional roller coaster ride. You see Guts being frustrated on how to help Casca, and it's so well written. You see Guts finally crack a smile without it being in a sadistic way. It's so beautiful when you see that. And if you haven't read the manga, I implore you to read it because it's so well written as opposed to 2016's anime, which was just downright disrespectful. Just the disrespect. It's like when someone eats chicken and they leave meat all over the bone. It's like you might as well not have been eating the chicken. You disrespectful. We're not gonna cuss. We're not gonna cuss today so much. Anyways, but Berserk is just, it really felt, you just feel everything. You feel Gus's struggle. You just feel it all. And I really want to see what happens at the end. I want to see if Guts actually kills Griffith. I want to see what happens after with Casca, because now that she gained her memory back, spoiler alert, what happens now? What happens now? So I really want to see how this ends. I really do. I want to see if Guts finally gets happiness, even if it's in death. Guts finally achieved happiness. So taking the number three spot, Berserk. Now, number 2 is another one. Now, these two are the second and the last, I guess. These two are very near and dear to my heart, even more so than all the ones that I just mentioned. But the number 2 spot being taken will be My Hero Academia. I was blown away when I read the manga. And when I watched this show as well, I was like, wow, this is actually pretty good. Cliche is all hell, but it's awesome. It's very awesome. And I was just like, wow, blown away. So when I finished the first season, I was like, I gotta wait. No. So I just started reading the manga, and I kept reading. And the manga really inspired me to work out even harder than before. Because I was just so moved. I was inspired. I was just like, wow. It's like when Daniel Bryan came back to wrestle again. It was like, oh my God. You just felt moved. And that's what this manga, that's what this whole story, that's what My Hero Academia just does. Better than I think a lot of anime shows. And that is just, it moves you. You feel inspired. You feel motivated to do something better with your life, or just better right now. So I'm just I want to see what happens with Deku. Does he reach his goal and become the greatest hero of all time? Does All Might die, which has been foreshadowed? That's not a spoiler. Sorry. There's another dude, I can't remember his name. But he phases through things. And if any of you know his name, put that in the comments down below. But I will see what happens with him. I don't want to tell you too much, because when he gets introduced, I just, you'll see. I just don't want to spoil that one, but I want to see what happens with him. I just want to see truly the end. I want to see Deku versus Bakugo again. Who is going to win? But yeah, My Hero Academia is another one that just really is near to my heart, and it just moved me. It just inspired me to do better. So taking the number 2 spot, My Hero Academia. Now, the final one. The final one is something that was, words can never describe it. I'm actually at a loss for words to some degree, because it just moved me more than any of the mangas or anime shows that I mentioned. And it was incredible reading it. And it was an incredible ride. It does drag his feet. It really does. But at the same time, you just can't help but to be a little bit emotionally invested into the story. And that is taking the number 1 spot, Hajime no Ippo. Now, if you don't know what Hajime no Ippo is, it's a boxing anime. And it's so well written, even though it drags its feet, is well written, because every fight is its own narrative, its own story. This is Ippo's fight. That's it. It's not this person's fight. It's not that person's fight. It's just his. It's the same thing with any other boxer. And what the story does is make you care about everyone that's in that ring. Well, okay, that's the part of the main cast. but it makes you care about everyone in that cast. Everyone brings something to the table. Everyone is funny, in their own way. It's just an amazing ride. Like, I read that manga from 583 of its chapter all the way to 1221. Okay, I have been that dedicated, and when Ipo took his second loss, that hurt. Now, there's another thing that happened to him next to him suffering from potential suffering from being punch drunk. It was so heartbreaking. It was so heartbreaking for him to go through that all over again. And it just makes you care about these characters so much. And that's the reason why I just love Hajime no Ippo. The fights are just intense. Every punch has some weight to it. Every punch has just that its own feel to it. And every fight has its own narrative that needs to be told. It's like pro wrestling done right. In other words, it tells its story in the ring. So that's the reason why Hajime no Ippo takes the #1 spot as the #1 anime I have to read or watch before I die. I have to see how that ends. I just want to see if Ippo reaches the mountaintop. What happens? So, I appreciate you all sticking through this. This was a lot of fun to actually make. It's been something I've been wanting to do for like the longest. I just haven't had the right time to get it done. But I also want you all to post down below, comment down below, and like, share, and subscribe, do all that stuff. But I really want to know what your top 5 is. I really do. Your honorable mentions as well. I really don't care what it is. I just want to know, what is your top 5 anime show of all time that you got to see before you die. So, like I said, thank you all for tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe. Click that bell. Do what you got to do. Anyways, thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you when I see you. Later.